everybody, welcome back to Keeping Up with Kate. I'm Kate. It's 2020, y'all. 2020. How is it 2020? I can't wrap my head around it. So today's video is going to be a little reminiscing on my part back the past decade and a little goal setting on my part for the next decade to come. And also, y'all better keep watching because there is a great giveaway at the end, and I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorite YouTubers who are awesome and collaborated with me on this video. Guys, before we even really get into it though, let me tell you about my New Year's Eve. Guys, I'm not going to go into super detail because I really think I'm going to do a story time on this because it's hilarious. Super sad for me, but hilarious. We did a show, my husband and I. We did a show with our Murder Mystery Theater group. If you're local, Murder and Merriment is the name of it, so look them up. We've got some great shows. However, we're going to do this show, and we are going pretty far away, and we're doing it on a riverboat to bring in the new year. So, everything goes great for the show, okay? Well, we get back to this hotel. So, keep in mind, we all ride up together, okay? So, we get back to the hotel, and I get sick. Like, sick. Food poisoning sick. Y'all, worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life. I have never vomited so much. Ever. I thought I was dying, and this is no exaggeration. I almost sent myself into a panic attack because I'm puking so much, and that gives me anxiety anyway. My husband, because we did not have a car, and he did not want to wake up all, the people that we came with, he goes and he's trying to get a taxi. That doesn't work out for whatever reason. He jogs, because everything's closed around this hotel, jogs for 20 minutes to the nearest BP to get Gatorade and Pepto-Bismol. And that's the love of my life. But I'm telling you guys, what a way to spend your first New Year's as a married couple. Holding your wife's hair and running at 4 a.m. in the morning in the freezing cold to a gas station because your wife is vomiting continuously. Guys. So yeah, New Year's was awesome. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Here we go. So, I am 23 years old, which means, guess how old I was a decade ago? I was 13. So, let's insert a terribly embarrassing picture here. You guys, love me for who I am now. Love me for who I am now. Look, oh my gosh, my dog's jumping on me. He knows I'm sad. I'm sorry. Did you see what I looked like when I was 13? Okay. Yeah, that was me at 13, you guys. That was me at 13. So, lots changed, obviously. Thank goodness. So, the past 10 years, so much has happened in my life besides the fact that I just grew up, became an actual woman. I graduated twice, once from high school, once from college. I made crazy life changes. I moved across the country, all the way to the other side of the country, and then I moved back. And in moving back, I met the love of my life in this crazy, weird, ironic, fate-like way. That was crazy. And I mean, it's really just been this past year, to be honest, that I really honed in on, because the year of 2019 was a year of crazy changes but the most beneficial changes of my entire life. And so much growth. I can't even explain to you how much growth 2019 had. I also grew so much as a person because I had never lived far away from home at all. When I went to college close to home, even though I had moved out and I lived with roommates. I still was not far away from home. I could literally get home in 15 minutes. So I didn't have that, and then I just decided to up and move across the country. So that was an insane experience, and I just feel like I finally got to know who I was. Finally got to really figure out who Kate is, and she's pretty cool. I mean, she's a little weird, but the best people are, right? So I think that the best thing that I've taken out of this past decade is that, number one, I have matured into who I am. I know who I am. At 13, you don't know who you are. If you're 13 and you're watching this, you don't know who you are yet. I promise. And that's okay. You're not supposed to. You can figure it all out. Not a big deal. So that was number one. Number two, out of this whole experience is not only figuring out who I am, but loving that person, because that takes time too. After you figure out who you are, it's going to take you a little bit of time to love who you are. So that's my number two. And my big number three is finding love, and like the real love. You to find something substantial and real that fuels you. I don't feel like I just found love. I found this like spiritual partner who actually like fuels me every single day. And so, yeah, those are three big things out of the past decade. I feel like I rambled a little bit there. Sorry. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to create a vision board. Simple little vision board. The idea that I have for it, I'm going to let you guys watch me do it. I'll speed it up because I have to use scissors and I'm real slow when I use scissors. So we're going to make this fast forward real quick. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that vision board means to me, why I made it, and then I'm going to kind of redirect you guys to some awesome YouTubers who are doing the same thing as me, and we got a big giveaway coming, and yeah, so let's make this vision board, all right? Yeah! Okay guys, so as I'm watching this back, I realized that this doesn't look like most vision boards that you see. When you look at them, you probably mostly see collages, and there's a lot of different stuff going on, and you have to really look at them to see what's going on. And then you look at mine, and it's all spaced out. Everything has their own location. Nothing touches the other thing. Yeah, so fun fact about me, collages make me extremely anxious. They're very pretty to look at, but I could never use that as a vision board because looking at it every day would give me extreme anxiety. Yes, I'm a weirdo. Super sorry that you guys have chose to watch, support, and love this little weirdo, but that's just who I am. So yeah, sorry about that. I know mine's a little boring, but it's a vision board and it's my vision, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So it's really simple. I kind of like things very, very, very simple. And I made it simple for a reason, because they're kind of my main overall goals. And then inside of those, I have little ones that I will talk to you about. So a lot of them are actually for, specifically for the next year. However, they all have the potential, if I stick to it, to continue on into this decade that we're getting ready to jump on and experience together. So let's go over this vision board. How about it? So it's behind me now. Super sorry that I did this in yellow. I didn't really think about it. I've kind of been digging yellow here lately. So I made it in yellow, and you can't really see it because of my light. So I showed it to you just a second ago while I was making the board. It actually says inspire. So this is in the center of my board because it's one of the most important things for me, because I think it ties everything else together too. Like, the inspiration part of my goals can literally be a part of every single other goal that I have. So I have never thought of myself as a really inspiring person until recently. And it's thanks to a lot of you guys for your messages, a lot of people in my family, just different types of people from all different places have been able to reach out to me and tell me that I'm inspiring and give me reasons that I'm inspiring. And that has uplifted me more than any other compliment I've ever received. And that is what I want to hone in on in this new year and this decade to come. If I can inspire people, if I can do that, I'm going to be happy, because I just feel so fueled by it. So I want to continue to inspire people. I want to continue to be open to being inspired by other people. So that is my inspire. Ta-da. You might not be able to see it super well on this one, but I showed it just a second ago. It's a plant, and it's growing because it's being watered. My word for this new year that we have coming up, and really for the decade, I guess, is growth. Growth in absolutely every aspect of my life. Like I had said before, I think 2019 has been the craziest growth period of my entire life. And let me tell you, when it comes to growth, it's amazing. It's awesome. It's such an awesome experience. And you know this when you've experienced rapid growth in your life. It's so great, but you have growing pains. They are there. A lot of them are in the forms of stress and other things like that, but you have them. So 2019 has been that rapid growth year, but the end result of this growth has been well worth all of those growing pains. I just think that the next decade, I would like to experience growth without that rapid growth growing pains. So that's kind of the goal, is to continue a steady growth, mostly within myself, a steady growth of who I am. I've grown a lot this year. Growth is huge. That's my word. If you ask me what my word is for 2020, it's growth. If you ask me what my word is for the decade, growth. So y'all jump on this train and we're gonna grow. Straight ahead. Let's go. Next thing we've got is a baby. It's a baby picture. I love babies. Okay, I put a baby picture here for a really obvious reason. This is a little wink wink hint hint to the hubby. No, kidding. Seriously though, I do love babies, and the reason that I put this on here is it's been something that's been heavy on my heart lately. I have some health issues that could possibly, and I say could possibly because nobody can seem to figure me out, make it really tough to get one of those little babies. So I put it on my vision board because I'm really about bringing it to life. So you pray about it. If you're religious, if you're a spiritual person, which I am. So I pray about it. I think about it. And even though that's not what I want at this very moment in my life, I've got a lot of growing to do before that happens. It's something that I want to put definitely within the next decade, y'all. Definitely within the next decade. So that's on my board because I've been able to bring myself to a more positive point here recently with it, where before I was real negative and I'm just thinking it's going to be so hard and I'm just so, I don't even want to think about it and nobody can figure me out, and that's the truth. But it's like I can be positive towards it, and seeing it on this board every day is really going to just fuel me, It's just going to be like, everything's fine. Speak it into existence. Everything is fine. All right, next thing is my hubby. You see him down here. So I put him on here. This is a picture of, I think this was taken in around my birthday in May. And I've got my hand on his chest. I'm just reaching out for him. It's something that he had posted on Instagram. And I love this picture because it's really symbolic of the beginning of everything with that. Everything escalated really fast for us, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like I've known him my entire life. And he even said, I think in his vows, it feels like you've been dancing along the edges of my life forever. So I love this picture, and the reason it's here is to remind me that this is my guy. This is my partner, and I don't want to get into, I know we've only been married a short time, so we haven't really faced the same struggles that a lot of people who have been together years and years and years have. But what I noticed that's a common theme in marriages now is that you use your partner as a punching bag. You take your frustration out on your partner. You start to feel aggravated, and it's like you redirect that energy towards them, and it's so easy to do. I've caught myself doing it already, it's so easy to do. But I want to keep this fresh, so in love attitude, and it's easy for me to do. I can do that. I can keep that attitude. I just have to be reminded for just a second. So every single morning when I'm in here getting ready and I see this picture, I'm going to be reminded he's not my enemy. Ever. He's never been my enemy. So that's why he's there. One of these other pictures, this is all my friends. I consider them my family. Bunch of my friends. Love these people. The reason I have this on there is because I really want to focus, not only this next year, but this next decade, on spending more time with my friends and family in the best ways that I can. And to be honest, even if it's not spending time with them, because all of us we're pulled in different directions in our life, and I get it. If it's not spending time with them, it's going to be loving on them, in the only ways that I know how. Gift giving is my love language, so maybe some of that, words of affirmation, things like that. I want to love on my friends, I want to love on my family, and I want to fill them up. So whatever overflow comes from my cup, I want it to go into all of theirs. Last one is a little picture of me that I showed you. Yes, I'm lingerie'd up in that picture, but I felt so good about myself when I was taking that picture. My body hasn't really changed much since taking that picture. It's probably a little less toned up because I've slacked a little bit on the gym, but it really hasn't changed a ton. What's changed is my mindset towards my body, and I'm about to fix that. So I'm ready to get back into the fitness world, full swing, and I'm ready to start taking better care of my body with what I put in it. Again, I can be so good at that, and I know that. I know I can be so good at it, so I'm a little aggravated at myself for not taking that jump sooner. But for this next decade, and hopefully for the rest of my life, I intend to stay positive about what I look like. The reason it's me, and I didn't put a magazine cutout of some fitness goal on there, is because I am my own goal. And I've learned this through being in fitness for many, many years, and I encourage you to be like this as well. Be your own goal. Set goals for you, not based on what somebody else looks like. And I totally understand. I used to follow a ton of Instagram models, like fitness models and things like that. Beautiful, good for them. They look awesome, and they should be their own goal. But they should not be your goal. You should be your goal. And this right here, I was super happy in this picture. I remember getting these pictures taken. I actually did this prior to my wedding as a wedding gift. A lot of them were wedding gifts for my husband. And I felt so good. I was like, maybe it's because I was getting ready to get married to like the hottest guy on the planet. So I was like, yeah, I look good. I must look good if I got that. So I don't know what it was, but that's how I want to feel all the time about me. My self-image has got to improve, and I refuse to stop. I refuse to allow my mind to take control and to be negative towards myself. I'm just never going to do that. I'm not going to get in that habit again because it's easy to fall into, and I refuse. And I refuse. Excuse you? My dog sneezed and it scared me. That is all I've got for you. I'm not going to go over exactly all the rules to this contest, but we are giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. So excited to be able to offer this to you guys. Couldn't have done it without these 9 other ladies who are a part of this little collaboration we've got going on. So if you check out my description, check it out right now. Right now, the rules are listed. Just follow those rules. Check out all those other ladies' videos and make sure that you get entered into this because everybody could use a $50 Amazon gift card, right? Right. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks for keeping up with Kate, and I will catch you back soon. Bye.